I am Constance Mega. A woman, Favor Nwala, who poured hot oil on her husband at their home in Eche local government area of Rivers State, will be reportedly charged to court next week. It comes 11 days after the Rivers State Police Command arrested her for the crime. Her husband had accused her of attacking him with the hot oil while he was sleeping after they argued over his decision to send away his sister-in-law, whom he said disrespected him. Well, recall that last week, Mrs. Nwala asked for forgiveness, saying she attacked her husband out of anger. Meanwhile, a lawyer, Evelyn Membere Asimie, says every act of violence should be considered a crime and dealt with according to the law. Mrs. Membere Asimie, who is the Deputy Country Vice President of the International Federation of Women Lawyers Nigeria, FIDA, said this in response to the incidents of domestic violence in Rivers State, where 2 women attacked their husbands with hot oil and hot water.
We outrightly condemn the act, and we hope that the police would commence prosecution of the perpetrators. The fact that these persons are already damaged is a clear evidence that the women have committed the crime. We are not in any way supportive of these actions of the women, and we know that the law is capable of ensuring justice for men. We have the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act that clearly says persons, so whether it's a male or female, should be protected by the law and justice should be ensured.
Moving on, the Rivers State Police Command says several individuals suspected of car theft, armed robbery and kidnapping have been arrested in Port Harcourt and its environs in the past week. Commissioner of Police Nwonyi Emeka said this while parading the suspects at the command headquarters in Port Harcourt today. Where CP Emeka said operatives of the command, while conducting an operation along Ozoba Road, arrested one Destiny Ama. He also said that last Monday, operatives of the command arrested one Samuel Chinedu on Sam Wobo Street with a collection of master keys he allegedly uses for car theft.
Police arrested suspected armed robber on Sunday, 15th of October, while on routine patrol along NTA Road, Ozoba, sighted a black Toyota Corolla. The car was brought to the station upon search. A locally made revolver pistol with 5.9 mm bullets and cutlasses were recovered. The suspect, Destiny Ama, male, 29 years old, has been detained while a preliminary investigation is underway.
Well, the police commissioner also said the police arrested one Victor Jonah on Saturday at Chokocho in a Eche local government area and recovered 2 guns. He also said operatives from the Mawan Police Division also arrested one Tony Christopher for attempting to sell a stolen car.
Arrest of car theft suspects. On Friday, 20th of October, operatives of Mile 1 Division arrested one Tony Christopher male at Anyama car dump, who removed a Jetta car with registration number AJ44KMR parked at the education bus stop. The suspect was arrested also with a master key while attempting to sell one of the stolen vehicles as scrap before he was caught. The owner of the car has been connected for identification and collection. Investigation still ongoing.
Well, CP Nwonyi Emeka also said that operatives of Olu Obasanjo Division intercepted a car snatching syndicate while they were attempting to steal a vehicle from an e-hailing cab driver in GRA.
On 16th of October, while operative of Olu Obasanjo Division were patrolling along Presidential Junction, sighted a boat driver named Kelechi with 4 occupants. On approaching them, on suspicion of occupants being part of the notorious gangs that are usually involved on attack on boat drivers, stopped the car with the pretext that the car was faulty. The 2 armed members of the gang took to their heels while 2 were arrested. It was discovered that they were trying to snatch the vehicle.
He also said the anti-kidnapping unit of the command recovered 3 cars that were collected from a kidnapped victim in Abia State.
Arrest of a notorious kidnapper through car theft criminal. On 14th of October, a victim named Withheld came to the anti-kidnapping unit of the command and reported that he was adopted by some unknown men. He alleged that they came with the pretext of buying a car and forcefully took him to a unknown destination. Operatives of the command swung into action through intelligence-led policing to Amala Abba in Abia State, arrested 1 suspect, and 2 other suspects were also arrested at Onyibu in Rivers State. The 3 vehicles has been recovered.
Well, the Commissioner of Police also advised car owners to adopt the use of pedal lock to safeguard their cars.
It is time that people begin to employ pedal lock on most of their vehicles as a way to checkmate the activities of these boys that move along with so-called master key. It's getting so rampant on this December month. These are not things that are expensive, but you can put it so that the pedal can be locked, so that even when there is nobody within that environment and they're able to break into the car constructively, they can't go that far.
Correspondent Emeko Tuka reports that also during the briefing, one of the victims of a car snatching incident, Kelechi John, narrated how he was rescued by the police last night.
Last night, I had a ride to Presidential. So that was where I ended the ride. The person got up and joined the person that was waiting for her. That was where I was when these boys, they came to me. They tried to snatch my car. They collected my phone and my wristwatch. So yeah, we were struggling. They started hitting me, beating me. They wanted to use a knife on me. They tried to stab me while they were beating me. That was when I saw a patrol team driving past. So when they saw us, because they were many, they were like 5 and me, we were 6. So they flashed at us. Like when I saw them, I screamed for help. They rushed out. The men ran. I heard the 2 guys. That's how they got the 2 guys.
Moving on now, some Port Harcourt residents have called for investigations into the recent recruitment exercise of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA. It followed viral photos of NDLEA recruits, whom Nigerians say are underage, during the passing out parade of 2,500 officers last Thursday. In an interview with our correspondent, they accused the Anti-Narcotics Agency of recruiting minors.
NDLA recruiting a toddler when we have qualified and experienced graduates that are ready both physically, mentally, and otherwise is out of place. Those involved in this NDLA recruitment should be made to answer questions. They should be thoroughly investigated. This show of shame is uncalled for. If this were to be a nation where things work, those involved in this recruitment should have been in DSS custody.
These are our leaders. They are not helping us because graduates and we're supposed to give work. They don't give them. They're going to give their relatives. This country tire all of us. No work, no job. Not be waiting they tell us where they want to collect our votes.
What I expect from the government is to look into how this boy will be trained properly. But for bringing him is really a bad precedent. I think Nigerian government should with immediate effect withdraw this very employment.
But a student of the University of Port Harcourt, Divine Grace Okere, shared a different opinion.
The world has gone beyond certification. Despite the fact that the NDLEA would recruit young teenagers, it does not remove the fact that certificates are not doing the jobs anymore. That's why there are special skills now incorporated in every certification. They might be there due to maybe influence, but they'll be trained to do the job. The government can recruit 10,000 people or more than that, but when you are actually solving a problem, you stand out in the society, they will also look for you to solve that problem that every other person is not solving.
Well, recall that the NDLEA said those recruits may appear petite but are qualified, and that claims from Nigerians may amount to body shaming. Away from that now, former chairman of River State Petroleum Task Force, Anosike Oduwa, is calling for the arrest of an Islamic cleric, Sheikh Gumi, for allegedly inciting a religious war in the country. While speaking during a media briefing, Dr. Oduwa said that Mr. Gumi's call for the sack of the FCT minister, Nyesom Wike, is one that could cause a bridge in the relationship between the two ethnic groups.
I want to say that what Gumi is trying to do is to cause disunity between the Christians and the Muslims. We have lived together with our Muslim brothers in River State. And they live there, they have their children, they do businesses here. And we have not had any religious crisis between we and them.
But Dr. Oduwa also appealed to the Muslim community to call Mr. Gumi to order, emphasizing that Abuja as the capital territory belongs to every Nigerian.
And we also want to encourage the Northerners, our Muslim brothers, to call him to order. Abuja is being developed by the resources from the Niger Delta. We produce oil. And where is this oil found? Where is this oil being domiciled? In the backyard of the FCT minister, in the south side region of Nigeria. If we talk about who is qualified to be FCT minister, it's the Southerners. Abuja is for all of us. The nation is one Nigeria.
Well, recall that the Islamic cleric, in a video posted on his official Facebook page, criticized the FCT minister Nyesom Wike for hosting the Israeli ambassador to Nigeria in his office. Well, FCT minister Nyesom Wike has ordered strict implementation of the Personal Income Tax and the FCT Internal Revenue Service Acts 2015 with a view to improving the revenue base of the territory. Well, the Act provides that tax defaulters are to pay penalties ranging from 1 million naira fine to 3 years jail term. Well, the mandate secretary, Economic Planning, Revenue Generation and Public-Private Secretariat, Chinedum Elechi, who said this today, appealed to residents to pay their taxes. Still to come, student loan scheme to begin in January. Stay tuned.
The Ignatius Ajuru University of Education Alumni Association inaugurates a
of the news. President Bola Tinubu says the implementation of the Student Loan Initiative will begin in January 2024. President Tinubu said this today at the National Economic Summit 2023 in Abuja. He assured Nigerian students that the era of incessant strikes is gone. Well, today's move comes days after the president waived the no work, no pay policy imposed by the previous administration on members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU. Chairman of the Trade Union Congress in Rivers State, Foster Onyefuru, says most of the agreements the federal government reached with the organized labor are yet to be implemented. Well, this comes as the 30-day memorandum of understanding signed by the labor unions and the federal government nears expiration. While speaking on Nigeria Info FM's Morning Crossfire today, Mr. Onyefuru said the federal government has not involved labor in any committee related to the implementation and has shown no willingness to do so.
They have made promises in the past and they never kept it. The road leading to the refinery as we speak is impassable. So in terms of implementation of the items contained in the MOU, they mentioned that 35,000 wage award payment will commence and that it will take effect on 1st September. We are waiting for October salary to see whether that will be paid or not. They mentioned that the process to begin CNG import implementation is in process. We haven't been invited by the federal government. We are still within the boundary of the 30 days extension. At the end of which labor will reach a consensus on how to get federal government to do what they're supposed to do.
In business, traders of perishable foods at the Maiwan and Ogunabali fruit and vegetable markets say they incur losses when transporting their goods from other parts of the country into Rivers State due to bad roads. But some of them who sell tomatoes, pepper, vegetables and fruits tell our correspondents that the bad state of the roads often lead to frequent breakdown of trucks conveying these perishable goods. They say these challenges have also led to an increase in prices of products.
You may even be wondering why all these salad things like cabbage, carrots, all of that are very expensive like that. Now because of the loss way we they get. Before they bring the goods down to our place for yourself, it is already bad. We just have to sell the remaining one at least to get money back.
When it concerns transportation from the north to this area, our goods have been damaged. All this route I'm talking is about perishable items. The major problem is bad roads. A journey that's supposed to take them like 2-3 days, they will spend up to a week, coupled with the fuel increase.
The other day, having the express Irish potato, before they bring out more than half of the potato don't spoil.
Well, some food truck drivers also spoke to our correspondent.
I dey drive Benue with my tire fit pull out sometimes engine dey knock. We dey suffer for road to bring tomato on this side. Money sef no dey for the market because of diesel price.
Road block from north reach here. No be small thing we dey pay for money. How things no go cost? My own problem na checkpoint o. Sometimes e get where we say we go dey go na checkpoint they go just stop us. Say ma offload all my loads. Later they say ma put am back. We start to dey pack everything. And you know say na like yam. Thing just dey break. They no even.
Well, speaking on this, a professor of agricultural extension in the University of Port Harcourt, Olufemi Adeshokwe, called on the government to set up interstate storage facilities and construct special roads for food trucks.
There must be a deliberate commitment by government to show that they are interested in preserving whatever produce, provision of storage facilities. The road networks are worse off than they used to be. Take tomatoes, for instance. There's no reason why somebody cannot leave Maiduguri and get here by the next day. Now you spend 1 week on the way. We've been hearing super highway for years. Most of these trucks, it's better they go not necessarily within the cities. If they go outside the outskirts of the cities, that would be better. So.
Findings by our correspondent have shown that the pump price of petrol differs among some local government areas in Rivers State, while a litre of petrol is sold for between 620 naira and 650 naira in parts of Port Harcourt. Filling stations in Degema local government area are selling for 650 naira per litre. Well, speaking on this, a petroleum marketer, Joseph Obele, said the cost of a litre of petrol outside Port Harcourt is different because the owners of filling stations source their product from outside the state and not from the NNPCL. But Dr. Obele also assured that petrol will soon be available in the state. In entertainment, rapper Cynthia Morgan has demanded a DNA test from her father. In a post on her Insta stories, Cynthia said a father that doesn't cater to his daughter's pain is not a father. In sports, Manchester United manager Eric Ten Hag says Sir Bobby Charlton will continue to inspire the club following his death at age 86. Ten Hag expects an emotional Old Trafford atmosphere tomorrow evening when FC Copenhagen visits in the Champions League.
And now, we'll bring you news from around the world.
The government of Rwanda says it sends humanitarian assistance to the Palestinian people in Gaza. In a brief written statement, the government's deputy spokesman, Alain Mukuralinda, said the donation was sent to the Jordan Hashemite Charity Organization and has arrived in the Jordanian capital, Amman. The donation comprises 16 tons of food items, medicines, and medical supplies. Well, Rwanda is one of the countries on the continent that has close ties with Israel. Well, that's the news. But before we go, let's take a look at the highlights. On the news this evening, you heard that the Rivers State Police Command have arrested several suspects over car theft, armed robbery and kidnapping. The woman who poured hot oil on her husband will be charged to court next week. The Supreme Court has reserved judgment in the appeal of PDP and Labour Party. President Bola Tinubu says the student loan scheme will begin in January 2024. On the foreign scene, Rwanda has sent aid to Gaza. The news was edited by Martha Okerenkem. You can see pictures and watch videos of news stories when you like us on Facebook and follow us on X at Nigeria Info PH. On Instagram, it's at Nigeria Info FM_PH. Now, for any eyewitness reports and breaking news, text and send your WhatsApp pictures and videos to our news desk line on 0808 721 7215. Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. I'm Constance Mega. Thank you so much for listening. Good evening.